Hi, my name is Jack, and I'm joined by my lovely wife, Christiana, and welcome to the Our First Steps podcast.
Welcome.
For today, for today, we're going to be talking about something near and dear to our hearts that we call Fam Jam, which is short for Family Jamily. And what Fam Jam is, it's this administrative meeting where we get together and we talk about all the logistical stuff about two individuals coming together, trying to do life together. Because maybe you are a newlywed just like us and you're figuring things out like, oh, we do things differently. And we do, and how we do it differently, when we do it is differently. And even down to the why we do things the way that we do them can be different. So we started doing this practice towards the beginning of our marriage, and it was super duper helpful. My love, why did we introduce this thing?
Yeah. So it's two people's lives coming together as one. And we are like, what do we do? How do we spend our time? We both have different priorities, or we have different things that it's on our list and our agenda. And it, when you were single, you just had to consult yourself for the most part on things that mattered to you, with whether it was bills or vacations or things like that. And now you have somebody else, which is amazing. And so you're like, wait a minute, it's not just me anymore, which is great. And so why we needed it was because we just didn't want our schedules to get so crazy to the point where we were missing really important things that mattered, like paying certain bills or any insurance or taxes or whatever. And then also that we weren't overfilling our schedule with just saying yes to everybody. Because now, especially like with family and friends, but with family, it's not just one family that we're considering, it's three. And so like, how do we make sure that we're...
Can you break down those three families real quick?
Yeah. So it's us. We are a family, even though we don't have children yet. And so we still are our family unit. And then we have Jack's side of the family, and then we have my side of the family.
Right.
So those are the three different families that I'm referring to. And so we really needed to have something in place so that nothing got dropped, that we weren't missing anything, and that we were both in the loop of what was going on. And if we needed to talk about something, because what can happen is that you can have a forever long fam jam life. And what I mean by that is anything you do, you're going to be talking about all the things you need to take care of. And then everything starts to become a long business meeting. And you're like, no, we're not talking about this now. Like, we're on a walk having fun. Let's enjoy the nature, things like that. So
we're at dinner.
We're on date night. This is off the table. And so it really helps to kind of set some boundaries and parameters around things that need it, things that you just don't want your marriage to become this forever long logistics kind of conversations. And we've heard that from folks who have kids in all different stages of life, where their life just revolves around the children, but then everything they talk about revolves around the children. And we're just saying that can also happen in newlywed seasons. I know I talk about that a lot, but it's in our episodes, and that can also happen with logistics and things like that. So that is why we've needed it.
Yeah. And it has grown, changed, and evolved over time. And I'll kind of give a visual of what it looked like when we first started this thing.
A year ago.
Almost a year ago. Yes, our anniversary is coming up very soon. So
this will air after, which is exciting.
Oh, wow.
So yeah,
that's crazy.
We will be married for a year.
By the time this comes out, we will be married for a year, still trying to call ourselves newlyweds, but instead of months, it will be a year, which is happy, sad at the same time.
I know, but yeah. Continue,
I digress. So when we first got married, honestly, it was just a laundry list of to-dos. It had no real categorization. It was just literally think piece of paper with like line after line after line of crap to get done.
And piece of paper was our Amazon list.
And the piece of paper was an Amazon list. And I would say the device's name, but it would not then trigger.
He's not our guest on today's episode.
Yes. ECHO is not a guest on today's podcast. I'm sorry, I can't help with that
I
right
know,
now.
right?
But
Please don't turn the light off.
no, exactly. So anyway, so it was just this laundry list of different administrative things. And goodness, there's so much to get done after you become a newlywed. You have to, well, a large part of it is like, okay, well, we need to think about combining bank accounts. We need to think about all the implications of like having two different last names. If you're like us, we weren't living together at the time. So we had to figure out like moving logistics on top of that as well. And there was just so many little things. And it was just, and honestly, for a season, it was kind of like the constant fam jam life that Christiana was saying. It was this recurring business meeting. And for its time, it needed to happen with high frequency. Yeah. But I'm very grateful to say we've gotten out of that. Anything to add on those early stages?
Yeah. So in our last episode, so we highlighted on Fam Jam, we talked about like what our week looked like and our routine. And so when we first got married, this was every Saturday morning, and we made it fun. And that's also an important thing to do, is that we got coffee. We went out to, we were in an apartment complex. So we would go out to the community center near the pool and grab our coffees and just enjoy, the birds chirping and the highway cars going by. But we tried to lighten it, or we'd go on our walk on the beach when we lived near the beach, and then we would have the conversation. So we always tried to do something fun and lighthearted before it, or right after it, or during it. But it was happening every week, and that was something we needed to have. And
absolutely,
I mean, I kind of want to pull it up because I'm curious what I still have the list. It's actually called the honey list because.
Like honeydew.
Honeydew. But yeah, what did we have on here? Disney Plus, Capital One, health insurance review, ring insurance. So yeah, there was like Lucy's birthday. Shout out to my mom. Yeah. Like all different types of things that we needed to discuss. So yeah, I just wanted to add that you can include anything that you want. Cleaning system optimize. Oh, I love this. Gosh, Squarespace, tire costs, cars, like you name it. If there's anything that you want to talk to your spouse about, but you're like, maybe now isn't the time, like when you guys are getting ready to go to work, say like your husband has a big work meeting ahead of the day and you have something you want to talk to him about. You're like, maybe insurance is not the best time. Like this isn't the best time to get into insurance. Put it on the list. And that's what we did for a while. And it worked really well because we didn't fully know our schedules yet. And we had different things going on at the time. And so it was kind of like a brain dump of all of the things.
Yeah. And going back to our last episode, we didn't even have a good routine in place yet either. So
we didn't. Yeah.
It was kind of, and so that was another sort of early stage problem that we had, and Christiana's going to break down what it looks like now.
Yeah.
But that was another early stage problem. Like we would have these annoying kind of like recurring tasks, like clean the kitchen or something like that, and that would creep its way into Fam Jam.
Yeah.
Fam Jam's purpose really isn't for the recurring, I would say. It's more so for like those important one-off things, travel plans, maybe a big goal. Think of it as like you have your financial meeting, so to speak, or your budget that you plan with your spouse. But then you also need like a separate time that isn't finance focused, which we call Fam Jam in this case. It's just the logistics of life. I think it's the easiest way to sum it up. So, and through a lot of staring at each other's eyes and intense conversation, we have arrived at something that has worked for us today.
Yeah.
So, and we'd love to share it with you.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. And I've heard other folks talk about this. They call it like their business meeting, and they do it once a week. And there's so many different ways you can go about it. And I actually want to evolve it even further, but I will talk about where we're at now before jumping ahead. Could be like, hey, honey, you want to talk about this? Because I have some ideas, but we won't dive into it right now. But it's been, this has been so great. So, and I say this because it's truly allowed us more free time. And now we don't have Fam Jam every Saturday, and maybe we have it once a month or twice a month. And that's been really great. So if you are curious to hear a little bit more about that, and then how we got to, working on the cleaning schedule and things like that to free up our time, check out the latest episode. I think it's episode 6.
It's
'Cause
episode
this is episode
6.
7.
Yeah, this
So
will be episode 7.
yeah. That would be really good to check out for you. So for now, though, it really looks like a once or twice a month where we chat. And what we do, instead of that long list that we have, we use a software called Asana. We're also not promoting Asana or they're not.
If they want to sponsor us,
which is
that would be great.
super cool. So in my background, I have a marketing background and Jack has a project management and healthcare and all the things background, but we both have elements of project management. And I used Asana and it was amazing for our teams. And so who's to say you can't use it for your personal life? And so we did. And won't get into the details, but it helps you manage projects, and your household is a project you can look at it as a project. And so what we've done is we started to put stuff on that list, and we've broken it out into sections. So we have a now, and what is this principle? This is actually, before I dive into it.
Sure. So I think General Eisenhower popularized it, and it's called the Eisenhower Matrix, where basically, if you guys think all the way back to like middle school math, where you were learning about like line graphs and stuff like that, you had your little plus grid.
Oh, yeah.
And so think of the grid like you have important things going up and down the y-axis and urgent things on the horizontal x-axis. And pretty much like you group things by urgent and important. And we modified it to fit our use case into, can I say the sections?
Yeah, sure.
The sections are now, which is the urgent and important. The soon, which is the important, but maybe not urgent. The later, which is, it's not urgent, but it is important. And then kind of like the don't forget section, which is it's not really important and it's not urgent, but we just don't want to forget it. So those are our sections, and that's how we have it grouped up in Asana. Yeah.
And so how we go about you probably think like, how do you use this for your actual Fam Jam time? So if we don't have, we typically put it in an untitled section and first, and then, or unless we think like, okay, no, that now that this is a now topic, this is a soon, or we just place it in there individually. And then whatever's in the now is what we talk about. We talk about anything. And that's typically, and you can make whatever works for you, but we said like this week or the next 2 weeks, kind of keeping that in mind.
Yes.
And then when it comes to soon, that's more of like on a month out, 3 weeks. Yeah,
like 3+ weeks, I'd say.
Yeah. And then later is more of a 3 months time frame. And then don't forget is like, hey, just don't forget about this. This isn't that important. But it's so I'm like looking at all the things we've had, and finding a car for Jack was under don't forget.
We did find me a car.
We found you a car. So what we will do is we'll take a look at what's on the now and say, okay, what of the, like, breaking it down even further, what is most important to talk about, and then go down the list. And so it's just so things don't drop. It's that we don't forget about anything. And we even have like, we needed to fix one of the kitchen chairs. It's like random things that you don't do every day, but they are going to start to pile up at one point. So this is just an opportunity to talk about all of these things. So you can put whatever you want. And as a side note, this got introduced to me by you.
Oh, what I do? What did
I do? During our engagement season. So if you are someone who's in the engagement season right now, we applied this framework to preparing for the marriage as well. The wedding, I would say, not the marriage, but like the wedding.
Well, same thing.
Well, wedding's just a day, but marriage is a lifetime. True. So this is the lifetime piece.
Oh.
This is the lifetime package. But it was really helpful in our engagement season to figure out, okay, especially for me, because I was like, everything felt important. And if you are a bride to be, you may fail that. And so it just helped us to communicate better in that way of saying like, okay, no, actually this isn't important, but this is. And it's really can be one of your first projects you work on together as a couple. So this has been just amazing for us. We love it. And do you have any more thoughts on
I think another yes, I do.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I think another key thing that we have not mentioned, another strength of it though, is that it actually helps you figure out who owns what. Because it's going to be so easy to be like, all right, here's all the crap we have to do. It's on the magic list. And oh, it's on the list. Now it's not my problem anymore. When in reality, no, it's still your problem. That broken chair isn't going to fix itself. And sometimes you need to spend 2 hours on the Google figuring out what the manufacturer is.
I mean, that was amazing that you found that, because we found this on Facebook Marketplace. So that was crazy.
If calling back all the way to episode 1 and 2, we actually didn't have a table when we were recording that.
Like, we are newlyweds.
Yeah, just like in the grind. No, but anyway, but it does help you assign who does what, because like, gosh, you're going to run into it. We still run into it. Communicate, over communicate, and just keep doing that. Because even with all this stuff in place, we still run into miscommunications. Stuff still gets dropped every once in a while. But having things like our routines and this fam jam has really kind of been a guardrail for us, a guardrail against chaos. And
that's good.
We don't, and it's been super helpful for us. And we had a pretty chaotic start to our marriage in a sense. Like I moved into your apartment, like the week after we got married.
The week we got married.
Oh, really?
Oh, well, I guess after the honeymoon.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah. The week after we got married, and then not even like 5 months later, we moved across states.
Yeah.
And we also had to figure out like getting a new car. We're figuring out like, we had a lot of things to figure out in a fairly short amount of time. And this helped keep the chaos at bay, or was managed really well.
Yeah.
And we just want to share it with you. And we hope that like, hey, if this is something you're interested in, you can apply it for what's going on with you. Or if you know someone who's just like, gosh, the mental load, that's another important word. The mental load of it all is just too much. Well, hey, maybe share this with somebody who has brought that up recently, and just know that, hey, you're not alone. It happens to everybody, but here's something we tried and it has been working pretty darn well. So what do you think, love?
Yeah, that's really good, honey. It really has been a great resource for us to, especially for folks who if something comes to mind and you don't want to forget about it, may seem important to you, but it may not be important for the moment, to just put it on the list and know, hey, it's not going anywhere, but it is something that there's a place to put those thoughts and those in the things that need to get taken care of, and to really create guardrails. I think the word guardrail is a really great use of describing what this is and what it does, so that you can enjoy the time, like enjoy the wife of your youth, as Proverbs say, or is it Ecclesiastes? I don't know. Proverbs? No.
Solomon said it at one point.
Solomon said it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. But
it's in the Bible.
It is. Solomon did say it. But yeah, it gives you the opportunity to enjoy your life with your spouse without letting all of the stuff that's important, getting in the way of all of the joy that can come from doing life together as one. So yeah, I think that wraps up I think it does. Our episode for today. So yeah, again, as what Jack said, if you found this helpful, or if you know of anybody who would find this beneficial for their lives, please feel free to share it with them. That would mean the world to us. And
and if you'd like a little digital template of how we do this, feel free to leave a comment or something, and we'll find a way to get it to you some way, somehow. So other than that, may the Lord bless you and keep you. Have a great day and take care.
Bye.